McKenna had always been excited to start her teaching career at Central Valley High School in Spokane, Washington. At just 23, she was young, ambitious, and eager to make an impression on her students. But beneath her bright smile and friendly demeanor, a darker curiosity began to grow. One student, a 17-year-old boy, caught her attention in a way that blurred professional boundaries. It started innocently, questions after class, casual conversations, and friendly guidance. Over time, the interactions became more personal, with lingering glances and playful messages exchanged outside school hours. McKenna knew the rules, but the thrill of connection, combined with her hidden desires, began to cloud her judgment. The line between mentorship and obsession slowly disappeared, setting the stage for a scandal that would shock everyone. Little did she know, the choices she was about to make would change both their lives forever. What started as harmless messages quickly turned into something else. Jason followed Emily on social media first. She hesitated, then accepted. Soon, their conversations moved away from school entirely. Late-night messages replaced daytime emails. Compliments became personal. Jokes became suggestive. Emily told herself it was just talking. No rules were broken. No one was getting hurt. But secrecy crept in. She asked Jason not to mention their conversations to anyone. She reminded him that people wouldn't understand. When another student walked into her classroom unexpectedly one afternoon, Emily's smile vanished. Her heart raced, not from fear, but from excitement. She began deleting messages, switching platforms, choosing apps where conversations disappeared. Jason felt special, chosen, trusted. Emily felt powerful. She knew exactly what she was doing, and yet, she kept going. Each message pushed the boundary further, making the next step easier. By the end of that semester, their connection was no longer emotional alone. It was dangerous. And it was headed somewhere that could never be undone. By autumn, the messages had changed completely. What once felt emotional became explicit. Emily no longer spoke like a teacher. She spoke like someone hiding a secret. She sent photos meant only for Jason's eyes. In return, she encouraged him to send things no adult should ever ask of a student. She warned him constantly, "Be careful. Don't save anything." Yet she kept everything herself. Jason began skipping time with friends just to message her. His phone never left his hand. At school, their eyes met in the hallway for just a second too long. When they were alone, Emily stood closer than necessary, her voice low, her words carefully chosen. She convinced herself that the age difference didn't matter. That he was mature. That this wasn't exploitation, it was connection. But every message, every image, every secret erased any remaining excuse. Emily wasn't confused. She was committed. And when her husband announced an upcoming trip out of town, Emily didn't hesitate. She made a decision that would change everything, and there would be no turning back. The house was silent. Emily's husband had left town that morning, his car disappearing down the empty road. By evening, Emily was alone, and waiting. At 6:45 p.m., Jason's car pulled into her driveway. She watched from the window before opening the door. Inside, the atmosphere felt unreal. They tried to act normal, watching a movie, sitting on opposite ends of the couch. It didn't last long. Nervous laughter turned into whispered words. Then silence. This was the moment Emily could have stopped. She didn't. Hours passed behind closed doors. Time blurred. When it was over, neither of them spoke about what it meant. They showered separately, avoiding mirrors, avoiding reality. By 11:30 p.m., Jason left. Emily locked the door and leaned against it, her hands shaking. For the first time, fear replaced excitement. What they had done couldn't be undone. It wasn't a secret anymore, it was a crime. And somewhere outside that quiet house, consequences were already moving closer. After that night, nothing felt the same. Jason became restless. He checked his phone constantly, afraid of who might see what was hidden there. His behavior changed at home, too, withdrawn, distracted, defensive. His mother noticed. She always did. At school, whispers began. Friends questioned why Jason spent so much time alone in Emily's classroom. Someone joked about it. Someone else grew suspicious. Then the messages surfaced. A friend, curious and reckless, gained access to Jason's social media. What he found wasn't gossip, it was proof. Screenshots were taken. Conversations shared. The secret that Emily worked so hard to protect slipped out of her control. Panic set in. Emily started receiving anonymous messages, accusations, threats. She felt hunted. Every notification made her stomach drop. Instead of staying silent, she made a fatal mistake. She reported the harassment to school officials, claiming she was the victim. She didn't realize she had just opened the door to an investigation that would expose everything she tried to bury. Once the report was filed, there was no going back. School officials contacted law enforcement, believing Emily's claims of online harassment. An investigator was assigned, and what began as a routine inquiry quickly took a darker turn. The messages Emily described didn't look like harassment, they looked like warnings. Then came the evidence. Deleted texts were recovered. Images were traced. Payment records revealed unexplained transfers between Emily and Jason. Each discovery tightened the case against her. When detectives interviewed Jason, the truth spilled out. He detailed the messages, the secrecy, and the night at Emily's house. His account matched the digital trail almost perfectly. Emily was suspended immediately. What shocked investigators most was her composure. She spoke carefully, choosing words as if she could still control the narrative. But facts don't bend. By the time prosecutors reviewed the file, there was no question left. Emily Carter wasn't being harassed. She was being exposed. And formal charges were only a matter of time. The charges came swiftly. Emily was arrested and accused of sexual misconduct with a minor and inappropriate communication with a student. The headlines were brutal. Parents were furious. The school district issued statements promising accountability. Emily resigned quietly, her teaching career over. Months later, she stood before a judge. In court, Emily accepted responsibility. She spoke about regret, poor decisions, and the damage done. Prosecutors laid out the evidence, messages, timelines, and the abuse of trust that defined the case. Then came the sentence. No prison. Emily was given 2 years of probation and ordered to register as a sex offender for a limited period. Gasps filled the courtroom. Many expected jail time. Some felt justice had failed. Jason avoided the spotlight, trying to rebuild a normal life away from headlines. Emily walked out of court free. But freedom didn't mean escape. Because consequences don't always end with a verdict, and the final chapter was still waiting. The aftermath of everything finally caught up with McKenna. Her actions, which had started as small, secretive moments of crossing boundaries, now loomed over her like an unavoidable storm. The investigation revealed every incriminating message, every hidden meeting, and every choice that betrayed trust. Though she faced the consequences in court, the sentence seemed almost light compared to the chaos she had caused, probation and the requirement to register as a sex offender for 10 years. Moving to a new state offered her a chance to start over, but the shadow of her past followed relentlessly. McKenna's career was gone, and with it, the respect and normalcy she once took for granted. She had altered her life and the life of the young student forever. It was a stark reminder that a single series of poor decisions, fueled by hidden desires, could unravel everything in a matter of months.